Morning.
Oh, yeah, good.
So Marty she'll need to, when she's ready, she'll need to plug in one of these. Yeah.
Marty, over here.
I don't know if she can use one of these.
So you have a thumb drive?
Yeah, well,
We don't have to put it in yet, but just.
we can leave it just up here, just so,
Oh, yeah.
or I can,
Whatever you need to do.
yeah. All these gadgets up here.
And then how much time?
How much do you need?
Oh, probably 20.
Yeah, okay, good. So somewhere around 8, little after 8, then that's when you would start, or the program would start. So,
Okay,
yeah.
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 That's the setup guy.
Because you guys wrap up around 8:30.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks for being here. You're from the Connor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
A refund did not go. It was found about, JOSUE. Oh, yeah, good. So I assume that. You won't be
I always love when you get checks. in the mail. Speaking of, can you, I'll try to pipe it in the phone, but I'll be running to the airports.
Runners through the airport.
Yeah. So it might be a little challenging. Maybe try to use this.
Yeah, I think somebody had that. It didn't
Work, but you have to. Does that have to
Oh,
go
wow.
to the, to make it work?
I don't know. What is that? Oh, that's what makes that.
I think that's what,
Don would know.
yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think it does.
For a long
but-
time it didn't work, but someone figured it out.
I don't think it matters. But we have no more.
Connections.
Ports for her.
They get a hub up here with about 17 ports. Okay, I guess we're being recorded right now.
Yeah.
So who dubs that out? I mean, someone that picks it up, and puts it on YouTube must splice it and cut out the morning stuff, or do, I don't even know.
I mean, I can probably turn it off. but That wouldn't be fun.
And he said, "Oh, they're not flying, but I need flying." He said, "It's making up. I wish you remember the whole story." Yeah, so no, that's cool.
Oh, okay. That's like, I can do that. We always.
And we did that because I'm not. I was right. That's. Well, it's not a big place, so it's like, this is perfect. Good morning, Lauren.
Yeah.
How are you doing? Better Midland? Oh. We got to go better situation. It's a better day than yesterday, right? I think so. It's a good attitude. Yes, good. It's Friday. Although you got the.
I have it out there, but
The problem is there's no more ports left to plug it into, because you have to plug that. If there's a power plant, you know what though? We don't normally need speaker. So.
Okay, yeah, because that's going overhead, so. Oh, speakers, see here. Most gonna be on. I can get that speaker the heck out of here.
I can get the mic a little closer. That's always good.
Yeah. They trip on it.
Yeah, that's why I just put the computer there. That's what they matter.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, so I. Well, is it?
This is a short drive. Oh, I know. It's not fun.
So.
I can put it there so people don't watch it. What's that? I just put it here so people don't watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course.
That's for, that's for.
Put anything down, you know, all these. But I won't know until the last minute. Yeah.
What happened to our signal?
Yeah. So you're a movie. Yeah.
Does look like.
Yeah. 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 You just pointed towards the computer. You have to point it. Okay. That's where the sensor, this goes into the computer. But he said, I've never seen it before. So I mean, it doesn't work.
See the one wearing the other.
And it's a PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Let's pull it up.
Okay. It's the one that says only Stevens. You open up the.
Okay.
I get it.
I'm gonna,
And I have a road app.
I'm going light today.
Good, awesome. And you know, I do full screen.
Right. Let's see, I'm gonna wear my glasses so I don't. Yeah. But then it's not, will it click now? Oh, sorry, we're gonna do the slideshow. Probably need to run to test the clicker, right?
yeah, so that, well, this particular Friday, however,
Probably need to be,
Sean Cogan, former district governor, is a member of.
probably needs to be on slideshow.
Write him a note. I don't know if they'll get it. So. He writes right back, yeah.
Okay.
What he does is on Club Run, he's shown it.
Then you'll,
And that's just international. So I just told Bob that. So the was sure when I was out of these, how do you?
Okay.
100% option.
That would be awesome.
All Harris gives.
Thank you.
Okay, so.
They have me travel.
The way. All right, does not agree. He just. It says, do you wanna let RI? So you say no. Just told Bob that, and that's okay with him. We're the second flag. It will show us. Yeah, it shows up on. It does not show up. Love the internet.
It's not, it's not much love.
Yeah.
Girls have prefix.
Same.
Yeah, you might wanna mention.
Yeah, that's flag.
I didn't have anything.
No, no. Yeah, then, and then it goes forward. He tells you, you know. Oh, I'm gonna go to my mom. So, I hit that, and it tells you, they made this hotel. How you doing? Really roll. And their district ID number.
So you sent me. You might.
You don't hit it.
We try to get yearly.
Yeah. And I had it discussed that probably. What? It's like, push it out. Don't worry. Yeah.
On Monday, at 5:30.
We're doing together.
Yeah, it's got a Facebook page. That's my way.
Thanks.
Yeah, no. It's like, why would you even have it on there?
Yeah.
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 I'm just looking at today's here.
Yep, that's what they said.
I mean, they can imagine what's.
It was. This is that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's setting up the schedule and everything like that.
So. Wander.
Never goes. Yeah. We would go and inspect the house.
Okay, starting the meeting.
Start behind you. Oh, there, right. Sorry, everybody. You guys ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic of the nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, let's do the four-way test. First. Is it true? Second.
It's very all absurd.
Third.
Will build goodwill and better friendship.
Fourth.
Will be beneficial to all concerned.
Fifth.
Is it fun?
Sixth.
Bacon.
Bacon.
Beer, beef,
Seven.
beef.
Sunshine. Sunshine.
Awesome. Great, thank you very much. You may be seated. So
We can.
we
Thank
can,
you.
except for you.
Yeah.
So inspirational comment, Gary,
That's why you want me to stay attended?
of course.
Oh, geez. All right. Don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves to what they think they can do. You can go as far as your mind lets you. What you believe, remember, you can achieve. Tip.
Excellent. Believe in Rotary. We can achieve anything.
Steve Hobbs is running for president. I just want to let everybody.
Okay, good. Awesome. So I'm looking around for any guests. We do have Marty here from the Connor Club, who will do a presentation a little bit later today. Thank you for being here and driving down here.
Sure.
I was just up in Bellingham last night, so. All right, and so today, day like any other, it's always Friday, isn't it? We're all here, it's Friday. And so we have a couple, well, no, I guess we have one birthday that was on May 16th. May 16th, birthday, Gary O'Reilly.
And you guys only saying happy birthday. I saw no presents at all.
Okay, right.
So no thank you notes are coming.
So should we sing you happy birthday? I'd like to do that.
All right, do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gary. Happy birthday to you. Great,
Did you say many more?
and many more.
Anthony said many more, so that's, you know, she's giving me.
We got a ways to go to catch up to her, so.
I'm just trying to catch up to Lauren.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
before we move on, I think that rendition of Happy Birthday was the best one I've heard in the club.
Yeah. Awesome. It's on
So now I do want to thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And then so we have, I didn't see any spouses or anniversaries, so we do have a Rotary anniversary, May 20th, 2004. And then this person joined June 1st, 2008 to the Lake Stevens Club, James Monroe. So he's been around for a while. So yeah, let's give it a. And then, is Kyle still here?
No.
He's not. Where'd he go? Can you tell me where he went?
Got stuck doing.
So anyhow, we do have a new member over here. You want to kind of,
Oh,
or do it, I mean, just, you're coming up here on the list.
Oh, okay, well, I might as well go first.
Okay, go ahead.
I sneak out the door. No one ever
Yeah,
sees me.
yeah.
Actually, I go out the front. Lance, nice to meet you. Lance Morgan was officially inducted into our Rotary Club this past board meeting, so welcome to our club. Appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome, yeah. And here's a list of things we need you to do to get going. So anyhow, and I do have a little kind of a, the Rotary works on raising money and funding and things like that. And so we have some money for the food bank. We actually have a check here that has to do, I believe, with the grant and a few things for the kitchen. So Anthony, if you would come up here, that would be awesome.
Yeah, hold on.
Here's guys, Kimberly, but
Yeah.
stop right there.
Go too fast.
Oh, bearded one.
Non-bearded one, did you notice?
Yeah, I know.
You say you're except for you ran, your creamer ran out of cake.
It did, right? No, there was no.
Just couldn't do the whole thing.
Good. So Anthony, as far as the food bank, we have this check here, like $16,000 to help offset what you got going there. So appreciate that. We all love the food bank and it's a very important thing for our community.
Okay, both look at me and smile like you mean it. Thank you, everyone.
Let go. Okay, good. Okay, awesome. Moving on to reports. Unless I forgot something, treasurer's report.
I'll be treasurer stand-in. So, just to clarify, that check is, from the grant, which we got through district. And it's paying for the stove, counter.
Everything in the kitchen.
All the equipment in the kitchen. So, get ready to have big pan hands, so when we get to work, we'll get in there and we'll start using that kitchen.
How much was that check for?
$16,104.
Did you say the same thing? Where'd the oil lights come from?
Well, it's just, the invoice, we paid the invoice for all the equipment and whatever stuff.
Yeah, I purchased with the big money, all of the equipment.
But we're not done yet. There's still more going on. Good thing.
Yes, okay, moving right along. I have to find a pen. I can't talk without a pen. Secretary's report.
Well, first of all, when I went to the post office today, there was a letter from the Everett Community College with a check for $3,000.
Wow.
I assume, and it's got a name on it, we'll have to check it out with Lance. I assume that there was a student who did not go to school. And that this is the refund for the amount of money that we gave that candidate. But we will have to check with Lance to verify that, but we have a $3,000 check, which would mean that we would have, we already gave out most of the funds. So that we'd have some more money in there. Next meeting is June 20th, at Brian's office. We're meeting at Brian's or your other place, Don? Brian's?
Yeah, as far as you're talking about the next regular.
Board meeting.
Yeah. Well, either is an option.
Well, we were talking about the cooks and kegs plans.
Yeah, we
It's got to change.
we're gonna change that.
Oh,
Better participation.
today we had a little bit of trouble getting in. Roger apparently was not here, and so we couldn't get, Ron had to run up and get Kim key to get us in. On June the 2nd, that's gonna be the same thing. We can't get in until 7 o'clock. But next week, a reminder, we will not be here. We will be at Creator Zone
Next week.
for the scholarship awards. And Lori's husband and I were there last night, looking at the volunteer issue, and it's looking absolutely amazing. A lot of the equipment has come in. The podcast room, I almost want to start a podcast.
You got one going right here.
It's really amazing. It's got, you can put music to it, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm waiting to see what he's gonna do in the photo room, because that's where I want to spend my time.
That's cool.
And just a reminder from Ron, that the second Tuesday of the month at 7 o'clock is the time that we have for fireside at the Lake Stevens Brewery. You have to buy your own beer though. Ron will not buy our beers, but you do have to buy your own beer. They do have free pretzels if you want to get free pretzels. So it's a good chance just to kind of unwind and get to know each other on a casual basis a little bit better. That's it. Unless you want me to keep going, I can find something else to talk about.
You got anything else? That'd be great. We did have a great board meeting, talked a lot about our budget, where the money's coming, where it's going, things like that. And then Tracy was there and kind of went through all the fund grant requests, so we penciled that in and voted on that. That was exciting. I don't see her on the thing. I don't see anybody on there. It's a popular show. Anyhow, so that was kind of that. So great board meeting, lots of things coming up. We're getting ready to hand things off to Dawn, our upcoming president. So Dawn, do you have anything? President-elect.
Actually, yeah, coming back to kind of what we talked about at the board meeting, we need to kind of get everybody's ideas out for two things. One is sponsors, and try to decide how we're going to reach out to all of our sponsors and who's going to reach out, and so on and so forth. But the other thing is the actual events this summer. Traditionally, we have a lot. You know, we have the farmers market, we have movies in the park, we've got sometimes music in the park.
Exactly.
But we have our main events that are pretty much set. For instance, we've already got our booth reserved for the Aquafest corn booth. But there's a few kind of side issues or side events that still need some creative planning. And one is maybe kind of already solved, Linda. And we were talking about our parade.
You just call me out because I was on the phone.
You know, because I think you had a great idea. We used to take the pirate ship through the parade. And last year we had a big problem because they just couldn't get it organized enough for us to get our pirate ship or our Viking ship through the parade in time to get it in the water to be in the boat parade. So another idea that came out was to have just a vehicle, like a trailer for the parade, the street parade. And
he said yes.
okay.
It's 18 feet,
Perfect.
if that's.
Good, that's great.
Well, that sounds like it's not too big where you would be working forever to decorate it, but it's big enough.
And I thought it had rails on the side, but it doesn't, so.
It's
Well,
flat.
we'll have to figure it out.
And he said he would drive it. It's his
Good.
company, so he would rather drive it.
Good. Okay, so we were just going to have more of a traditional float, if you will, for the parade. And Lori, we would like to use the dragon head or the,
It's in the-
yeah,
Sorry, Jim.
So the idea is it'll be on that, because it's kind of perfect for the street parade.
It's a water gun.
The water gun can reach people that need it if it's hot, and that type of thing.
Let's not douse the judges this year, though.
Yeah, that's probably not good. So the boat parade, I threw out an idea that maybe we, rather than just having a boat, which is another big thing to decorate, we've got a lot of people in the club that have their own boats. And maybe we'll just see if we can get a few folks, just kind of decorate their own boat, take their families out or whatever they want, and just have kind of Rotary represent it that way in the boat parade. So where I'm going with this is I'm gonna send an email out to the whole club. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of ideas out on email and hope to engage people to reply either just to me or reply to all with thoughts about various ideas, but more important is more ideas. And a real good example is how can we make the coin quest more exciting for people? Last year, I think a lot of us felt that it was a hard sell because the event was going to happen in October or late September. Most people wouldn't be there. Is there something we can do actually at Aquafest that would be like a duck dash, but where we don't count on water moving in a stream, which we don't have very often? So little things like that will kind of be thrown out there for people to be thinking about, but it's important that we get our ideas out like within a week and make some decisions, because we also want to know what we're going to be doing before we reach out to sponsors. Because a lot of these events, they will, they'll be displayed, if you will, with, that publicity will come through these events. So anyhow, that's the thought.
Yes.
We talked about having a meeting, but it's so hard this time of the year for everybody, to show up for a meeting. And then, you get a third of the people that are active, and then the other 2/3 that couldn't make the meeting don't know what was going on. So trying to do it in an electronic way just probably makes it easier for everybody to be engaged and following the dialogue. So that sound okay? Anybody got any better ideas?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
We might want to contact South Denver Club, because they do the car raffle, which is, off in the fall typically.
Mhm.
So when they're promoting it, it's not a near term upcoming issue.
You mean, is that something to partner with them on, or?
No, what I'm saying is their idea about how they promote their event, even though it's months away.
Yeah.
Right, is that what I mean? So.
Yeah, if we have a car to raffle.
Or skateboard.
Yeah, yeah, we could have skateboard raffle. Yeah, kayak or something.
You don't have any sponsors yet?
Well, I'm sure we do, but that's part of it, is we need to touch base with them. And, we'll try to get people that already like touched base with them last year to reach out first if they're willing to do it.
A team.
We
Yeah.
know what we're doing.
Little team.
Yeah, it's kind of the people is be able to tell them this is what we're doing.
Probably your first sponsor.
You will.
Awesome.
Yeah. For $500.
Great. Yeah. Thanks, Lauren.
Yeah.
Rotary Lake Stevens Aquafest brought to you by Lauren Hall.
Don, you might want to explain that the one thing that we're gonna do different in getting sponsors is we will give each of you a form.
Yes.
When you get a sponsor, you fill that form out.
Pledge
And
form.
With the sponsor.
With the sponsor, and your name on it, so that we have a trace on them. That's been one of the faults that we've had in the past, and this way we'll be able to follow through and say, hey, have they paid or whatever, so.
Yeah.
Tracking device. No.
Jack had it, he showed it to us at the board meeting, and there was some changes that we wanted him to make.
Plus I
And so
need,
He's gonna do that.
I need to get him the old one that had the Valhalla and all the different levels
Yeah.
of sponsorships to include on there. And I was thinking the title might need to say something else. Can't remember what it was, but it didn't seem quite right, but it's still kind of in flux to get the form out. And that's the idea behind it is if I go to Lauren or the Chevy dealer or whatever, then I have this pledge form and someone actually signs it with an address and a phone number. So now we can track that you pledged such and such. And I know a lot of sometimes pledges, there's about a 8% people don't follow through in the end, but that's just life. That's just how it goes. So, yeah,
All right,
awesome.
any other questions or thoughts? All right, good, thanks.
Thank you, Don. Great. I love it. Things are starting to percolate. So let's get rolling. So now we have some committee chairs. I have Ron, Club Service.
Well, we're still on Thunder, just remind everybody about there on the fire side.
What time is fireside?
7, and then someone reached out to me and thought that might be too late, so we'll kind of play it by ear. We might change it if
Okay,
majority of people, I was just thinking it gives people a chance to get home from work. Us that still work, sorry.
It's 7 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, and then we'll keep it at the brewery for a while, but we talked about maybe spreading out to different areas of Lake
Yeah.
Stevens, might do the rustic for one time.
yeah,
When Penco comes in, we try there a week. And then Kyle, hopefully, we're still,
I haven't done actually, I just have some tea.
okay, working on a survey. To send out to clubs with some ideas for bigger events, like maybe a mariner outing. Or something like that, so.
yeah,
Cruise, yeah.
or even
Around Lake Stevens.
yeah,
No, I mean.
even the Snowish driving
Yeah,
range.
driving range, yeah,
Close.
so there's a big list on that.
Yeah, cool, thanks, Ron.
Yep.
And then Brian Ruiz, Community Services,
Where's it down tomorrow?
Saturday.
You see that? 8 a.m. So it's Skyline Elementary and I did not know this. I live over there. I thought Skyline was just right there on 91st, but there's also a part of it that's behind.
It's actually right behind.
Yeah, which I never get started.
Oh, the middle school's fun.
So you need to go behind it, just for those of you that are from Texas, like and stuff. So. But yeah, so we'll start at 8 o'clock and just go till we can't go anymore, and odds are we'll finish it up. I think we have enough people signed up, but if you're not signed up, you could just show up. Feel free to just come by. If you have, I mean, we pretty much have all the stuff. You bring a torch, I have a torch, you're gonna blow it. I don't think we're gonna need necessarily any tools or anything. It's just bodies.
Tape measure.
Guarantee the weather?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you did. So if the weather fails, we're gonna go have a soccer party on James. So we're good. No, the weather's supposed to be perfect. It's just gonna be a little warm, but so you have to show up and we'll get it knocked down.
Cool, awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be great, nice weather, everything, cool. So, foundation, I think it's going good. So, Jim's not here, but, and then we have Linda, with International.
Do the report, but we'll be talking about IPA a lot today.
Okay, good,
Our meeting's next week.
yeah, okay, good. Then Kyle, you're still here, that's good.
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah. We got 2 more minutes in it now, so.
Okay.
Lucky, all the meantime. No, no, everything's good. Again, you guys welcome. We're getting quite a bit of members joining, which is awesome to see for our club. So if you guys know anybody else, send it my way. Because we're trying, the more we can get, the more we're active and the more project ideas we have, the more, it's always to have diversity to do things. So I think we're doing a good job, but the more we can get is awesome.
Yeah, and I think we ran through the list of those that haven't paid yet, so that we're getting some commitments on that, but the money's not in yet, so working on that. So, great, thank you, Kyle. And then, see, vocation, I think they're doing interviews, or they have already done the interviews, or who's on the interview team? Is it done?
Oh, he's supposed to give you the update for Lance.
Okay, later.
So yeah, we did interviews, we did 11 of them on Wednesday, 1 of them yesterday. So we interviewed 12 total applicants.
Cool.
And I just want to say these kids are pretty amazing. Like,
Yes.
They're way smarter than me. They're way smarter than all of us.
All of us put together.
But we had a lot of fun. Brian and I had a lot of fun.
At somebody else's expense.
At Brian's expense, we had a lot of fun. But yeah, so we're giving away $25,000. The top four is 3,000 a piece. The middle ones is $2,000 a piece, and then the last three is $1,000 a piece. With Gary getting that check back, we actually had a conversation between us. There's one kid that's part of the LDS church. He's going on a 2-year mission trip before he goes to BYU. And he was one of the $1,000 winners. So I don't know, Lance was gonna call him and have a conversation with him about it, but yeah, it was a lot of fun and it was cool getting to know these kids.
Cool. Thanks for all your participation, all you board people that went through that. I was on there for a while. It is amazing students. Amazing.
Sometimes you have to put up with people, though.
Yeah, you
Yeah, it's
do.
difficult.
Especially people
I
from
was able to do it. I persevered through the whole thing. And it was
You made it.
one full day of just, nah.
Right.
The guy in Texas made sure to tell every one of the kids he was from Texas.
And he knows how to use a weed burner.
I didn't understand why I was totally different than the other three guys. Why that's the case, because these guys don't, I had to make it go. These guys were giving off that a couple of times. I mean,
We are being recorded. Thank you.
Back if you didn't know how to count.
you guys are just goofballs. Anything over two is a couple.
Yeah,
That's what you get telling.
yeah. Great, awesome. So, and a little report on scouts, they were going through some bankruptcy things. I got a letter that says they've come out of bankruptcy. And they're probably one of the safer organizations out there for youth protection, things like that, You can't completely stop it no matter what organization you are, but they've got some really good stuff in place for that. And out of the outcome of that, I don't know if you know, they have a big scout office out by Costco in Silver Lake. That apparently that has to be sold to offset the $2 billion lawsuit. So just FYI. Other than that, the troops are doing great. So we're still trying to resurrect the path. So working on that. And then Chris Martin, IT.
Hey,
Hi.
I've got nothing to report.
What?
I've got nothing to report.
Okay.
Or any questions or concerns?
Okay.
You know?
Okay, awesome, thanks. And then I don't see anybody online there. What happened? Chris, what happened?
The computer's not on.
Yeah, okay.
I said that one.
Yeah, no, it's just good. And then anything for club communications, Mr. O'Reilly?
No, we've got just the event that tomorrow. And Creator Zone next week. So
Okay, yeah,
I'll do a reminder on that on the website and also send out an email.
okay. Then we have, as I mentioned before, all our applicants, we've screened through all that and scored and matrixed and put them in the lineup. So I think I'll have to double check this and know better next week. And I think June 30th will be the day we deliver the checks and have them come in. Tracy's working on a letter on congratulating some and here's the amount and stuff like that. So I think we're shooting for June 30th for that presentation and maybe no regular presentation. So anyhow, more on that. And with that being said, is the last thing on the list, hopefully. The Sergeant of Arms.
It's go time.
It's go time.
All right,
Good speaker.
all right, here we go.
Oh, that's right in front of me too.
Do the drawing, and follow process.
Turn the hose on before you put the fire out.
All right. Let's have ourselves a little drawing.
I will.
Sure. Take the red one.
The number is 6544.
Yay! Vote early, vote often. It's what?
That's only in Chicago.
No, not yet. Not yet. All right, how's everybody doing? Okay, hey, come on now, let's lift it up. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Better, much better, much better. You know, today's a special day. Want to know why?
No, but you're gonna tell
Because
us.
it's 3 days after my Irish brother's birthday. As a tribute to him,
The resurrection has happened.
as a tribute, please rise. And Ron, can I have you come up here? Don, can you please come up here? Great, come on up here. All right, here we go. We are going to do the hokey pokey. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, we don't need to explain the rules are in the song. So here we go, this is for our Irish brother. Our. Can I get a dance? Come on, you gotta dance, everybody. Courtney 80s dance. Here we go. Part of the middle. Oh, you're on.
That's an improv.
Improv. You break dance.
And a solo.
Come on. Hey, everyone can break dance. Run. All right, we did it. Thank you very much. All right.
I'll tell you, the Texan really got into this.
You know, we're gonna start with Texan this morning. And we're just gonna have you bucks, there's no fun. They're gonna dance so well.
Hey, there you go. I guess I'm just happy this Friday, happy that my dog decided to get in the garage by tearing out the sheetrock. So it's a great day. Great day. I get to learn now how to do. Find the dog.
You find him up on the roof?
So,
Yeah.
I'm Venmo, happy to be here. I'll give a quick food bank update. We're really close to being done. We have a donor pre-opening event scheduled for June 9th. You guys will all be getting an email since Rotary as a whole fell into the donor level that gets invited, so everybody will be invited. June 9th, there will be drinks, I believe some champagne, appetizers. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. Really appreciate it.
Good stuff.
All right, well, I'm really happy that I won the raffle.
Yeah.
It's great.
Plus, we live in such a gorgeous area. Mosby is driving past a sheep pasture, cattle, horses, and feeding wild animals today, but.
Zebras.
Yeah, zebra.
There is a zebra out there.
Believe that was it.
Good morning. Happy, we all made it back alive from Spain on our 11-day motorcycle ride. It was fantastic. I'd love to present all the pictures one day.
Sure, that'd be great.
Did you go to Segovia?
No,
Granada?
Granada, Sevilla, Malaga, Cadiz, a different place every night for 12 days. It was fun.
I lived in Spain.
Oh, you?
Lived in Spain, loved it, in the fields around Granada.
Oh, nice. Amazing.
And they let them,
Hokey pokey, dancing, I mean.
I'm out.
Right on. Joyce, good morning, sorry.
Oh, I'm just happy that the sunshine is shining so beautiful on the lake.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Mr. President.
Yes, I'm happy that here it is Friday again, and we're gonna have a good fun time tomorrow, putting all the torch down stuff down, so that'll be cool, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Here we go. I gotta stand up for this one. But I'm very happy about this, but it's an amazing story. My wife and I were planning to have my daughter's family over tomorrow afternoon, after the torch down.
Okay.
And the daughter, Whitney, she's with Google. She's an executive level. She's always flying to London and back. And I said, let's invite Chris and his wife over, because they have a daughter the same age as one of my granddaughters. And maybe the other now, good time. And Chris and her probably would have a lot to talk about. And so that is all set up. And we're talking, Whitney got back from London yesterday. And we were talking about this, and we think you guys are really going to hit it off. You've got a lot in common. She goes, really? Yeah. And who is this family? Oh. And I said, well, his name's Chris Smith. He's with Meta. And she goes, seriously? And I said, yes, and she says, I know all about Chris Smith. And I kind of laughed, because everybody seems to know all about Chris Smith. She goes, no. She says, when she studied abroad in college, South America, and she kind of started a little jewelry business. Because she met so many people in little villages around South America that loved to make this jewelry, and she could sell it. And she said, remember the jewelry business? She said, Chris's mom and I were like totally partners in this whole venture. The mom was heavily involved in promoting and making arrangements, all over the world, literally, for this jewelry stuff. And she ended up getting it in Nordstrom and all that. It was really kind of an amazing thing. And it just so happened that I mentioned to Chris, bring Jen over too. And it was just like, holy cow, are you kidding me? And so, and what's really kind of cool is at the event, Whitney's daughter was the one serving popcorn at the creators on the event that many of us went to. And Jen didn't even know it, that she was that from 20 years ago or 10 years ago, whatever it was, that was.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So anyhow,
That's cool.
it's really, that doesn't happen very often.
Let me follow up on that. Last night at the volunteers meeting at Crater Zone, Jen shared that. She got,
Whitney said she was going to email her, or
she got the email from Whitney, and they conversed. And then, so Jen turns to Chris and says, you better get me an invite to Don's place. And he said, you're covered, Mom.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, boy, Jen has quite a reputation. And with that energy level and dedication, I bet you he's gonna do well with the Creator Zone. So.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Sorry, good stuff.
Coming in. So I just got back from Hawaii. It was 4:30 in the morning, so I forgot all my money and everything. So glad there's no fines, but I'm very glad to be home. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you're here.
Glad to be here. Couldn't make it last week because work got in the way, and the week before, of course, we were at district conference, after the morning meeting. I'll be out of town, next week, so I'll miss the scholarship presentations. But you're right, they're wonderful kids. They have been like that for a long time, so. Thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you for doing what you do. Well, I got a test, but story for you. Guess what? I listened in on the interview with Elon Musk on TV this last week. And he told all kinds of wonderful things about Tesla. He told about, but the main thing was that I took away was the fact that the Tesla is 5 times safer than the average car on the road today.
Wow.
So here's my $5.
You didn't give us a report how much you saved last month.
It saved his life because it's the safest speed around.
Well, it saved my money last month. I'll tell you, how much I don't know.
So, happy dollar, because I'm in my home rotary. I spend more time at different rotaries, actually, and I just remembered this week to get Gary makeup letter. I went to the Seattle Rotary, and that was humongous. I've never been in a rotary that big before. They had a ballroom, and there were people in there that were really, I'm pretty high level, both politically and business. So I was pretty impressed, but I'm from a small town rotary and I like that. I like it here. It's very nice. So also, I've been using a Rotary app. I highly recommend it. Check it out. It's pretty cool. So when my staff goes out and they said they want me to go travel the state, and then they use the app. And I use the app to go find out what the rotaries are in the area, and it's got every country in there too. So we're going on a trade mission to Japan. So that is really cool for aerospace and analog and digital gaming. So it's pretty cool. We're gonna set that up for next year. So we're going to bring some game designers, and we're going to bring them to Japan so they can sell their stuff at the Japanese game show, I think, or something like that in Tokyo. And then again, I'm going to do some aerospace stuff as well. But this Rotary app, it's got every country. And of course, Iran and Syria doesn't have any Rotary clubs. But what I found amazing is they have Antarctica in there as a category. So it's like, is Rotary hoping that, open up something in Antarctica? Anyway, that's it. That's all I. Thank you.
Well, if you go to Iran and Syria, they'll look for a Rotary club if you're in the army.
But sun is up. It's been so hot. So they keeping myself cool in my home. And it's the heat is different. So driving. I am jumping in the ocean and go swimming. But yeah, no. It's nice to be here with all of you every Friday. And I thank the Lord that everyone is still out. They will be here. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, $1 for the scholarships. I got to tell you, it was there was 4 of us, Lance and Brian and Anthony and I, and we had such great time bantering that I think we actually relaxed the students as they came in for their interviews. There was only one student who was really kind of freaked out by the whole thing, but it was a lot of fun. Still, $2 to let Brian know how to count someday, but
A couple dollars.
It is.
yeah.
Texas.
$2. Yeah, 2 or more.
I'm happy to be here Aloha Friday. And this time last 22 years ago, I got my keys to my house. So I'm happy for that.
Well,
this week is the district meet, and I've got a boy long jumper and a boy high jumper going to state already.
Nice.
See on Saturday, boys and girls long, or triple jump and girls high jump, so we'll see.
Cool. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
But you still got.
We'll wrap back here.
All right, $90, beautiful weather, we're gonna travel tomorrow to St. Louis with my partner in crime here, so, the city of there.
It'll be great.
Fire station design conference. What is it? Fire station design.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll piggyback on that. Yeah, looking forward to next week, hanging out with Ron. We're gonna, we're actually in the works of trying to get Station 81 rebuilt. A new station in Monroe, a remodeled station in Lake Stevens. And then other projects, and so this is a national design conference specific to fire stations, so we're looking forward to seeing what's new out there, what's going on, so.
Where's the new
Private
station?
fire truck there for fitting purposes.
You know, we've got to be a long journey of fire.
Where's the new station going?
Until
Actually, so Station 81 is gonna stay there. And we want, essentially, our plan is to totally demolish it and put a new station in. And then there's in Monroe, we're gonna move a station.
Okay, cool.
No, it's 32. Yeah. Yes, sir.
In the year '08, there was a spin-off of this Rotary Club to another organization called Gee Whiz. And Gee Whiz is made up of 10 people, most of them Rotarians and from this block. And the purpose was to learn how to do investment. And over the period since '08, we have done very, very well. In fact, I just looked on my phone here a little while ago, and I see that we've had a net profit since '08 of $88,000.
Nice.
Well done.
So just to work on the investment. That's the secret. Invest your money in the market.
or something like that.
You gotta get your oars in the water, you can't go anywhere.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, thanks. So we have Marty Peace that's gonna talk a little bit about IP and Copan, and take it away, you can.
Sure. So I'm Marty Pease. I'm with the Rotary Club of Waponer. And I've also part of the IPA. I'm the director of marketing. And one of the things we like to do is make sure every member club gets an annual update. So that's why I'm here with you today. Last time we did it, I believe, was on Zoom. So it's been a while, and I have spoken to your club a couple of times. Takes me about 20. I will try to, you guys have to be quick with the answers. And we'll try to get through it in 15. But I decided this year to make it interactive and to make it a quiz. So I'm going to pop the question up, and whoever, you get a prize if you get the right answer.
International.
Go ahead, James. You can just.
International Projects Alliance.
All right, let's see. Here, you get a little.
Is that a big book?
All right. What country? That's the city. That's the next question.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna spread the wealth, James. What country? Honduras. Who said it? Okay, Gary. All right.
I want to be a winner.
What region?
Go on.
All right. Let's see, this is a, I don't know, let's see. Okay, so Copan is in the western part of the country. You can see it over there on the left-hand side. Copan Ruanas is the town we stay in. It's about 5 miles from the Guatemalan border. And we serve the Mayan villages surrounding and the hillsides surrounding Copan. Linda, you can speak up if you want. All right, James, go ahead.
Peter Martin.
All right.
Only allowed to win once, right?
Well, maybe he's got grandchildren or something, or maybe he just has fun with them. So Peter, for those, I don't, some of you may not remember and or for your newer members. Peter, when he retired, wanted to do something humanitarian in Central America. He and his wife, in 2012, did a tour of Mayan villages in Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. And they were in Honduras in this little village called La Pintada, and they were walking back to the bus, and this little girl reaches up and grabs his hand and says in perfect English, "Can I walk with you?" And he fell in love with her, and her name is Sarah Hernandez. And then he researched what was in that area, found a need, found that there's very few NGOs, and that it's very inexpensive to do projects there. So that's why we ended up in Honduras. Also, Copanuanas is a tourist town. It's not fancy tourist, but it's got a nice hotel and restaurants for us Americans to travel. All right, what year? 2014. So we've been going on for almost 9 years. Okay. And then I don't remember my next slide. The other part I forgot to tell you. So Peter's like, how am I going to do this? He finds Rotary. That will work. He joins Fidalgo. He's a member of Fidalgo Island. He's like, ooh, this is more than one club can do. So he gets together with clubs in Skagit County. Back in 2014. 2014 was their first formal thing. How many clubs do you think are presently involved?
8, 13.
All right, Linda wanted a toy.
I did.
She does have, she's quiet this whole time and she's known the answers. Okay, what do you think they are besides yourself?
LaConner.
LaConner,
Just announced
Fidalgo
it.
Island.
Fidalgo Island,
Lake Stevens.
Lake Stevens,
San Juan.
San Juan,
I just announced at the meeting, the last one that joined.
Oh, Monroe.
No.
No?
Monroe is
That was
one.
before. That
Okay,
was
so you got 5,
Semiahmoo
Semiahmoo 6,
just joined.
Burlington, Cedro, Bellingham, Stanwood, Keno, Oaks Harbor, Anacortes, I'm sorry,
Burlington AM or Newton?
AM, and Mount Vernon.
The AMs are brighter.
You guys are pretty bright. If it weren't so far, it'd be fun to come to your meetings more often. It's a long drive. Who's your voting rep?
Linda.
All right, just to spread the wealth, James, come on.
I know. I'm trying to encourage others to raise them.
So the job of Linda is to represent your club. If your club's desires, every club gets 1 vote to vote on projects, how money spent, contracts, etc. So that's Linda's job at the moment. All right, any idea on this one? You may not. So this is Cynthia and Mauricio. They're both our in-country contractors. Cynthia runs the Rapid Development Program. She runs the Student Health Fund, and she's also very much involved in the school visits, getting school supplies, all that kind of stuff. Mauricio oversees all the construction. He visits the project, is it one we're doing? What's the budget? He arranges the materials. The agreement we have is the villagers will do the work. We provide the materials, and then he makes sure that it gets done. They're both incredible people. We would be floundering without them. And we're very thankful they agreed to renew their contract for another 3 years. So these two are invaluable to our success down there. Okay, so we do lots of different projects, water projects, we build footbridges, etc. But we have 4 main categories, so to speak. So what do you think Adopt a School is?
We kind of take care of a school.
You do take care of a school. So Adopt a School is where the sponsor pays for kindergarten and elementary school. It costs $12 a year for school supplies for a kindergartner and $20 for an elementary school kid. So they count the kindergarten and elementary schools as separate. How many schools do you think we're supporting?
1.
The IPA, not you guys per se, the IPA. How many schools?
21.
21 up,
It's like 40.
up,
I forget.
72. Now granted, so the villages, some of the villages don't have a kindergarten, many of them have two, so we're in about, I mean, they have both kindergarten and elementary school, so we're in about 36, 37, 38 villages total. All right. You are a club, you are a school sponsor, you're a club. Do you know which one? One with children in it, yeah. Yeah, Rio Amarillo, Yellow River. So this village, the first time I went to the school, this is how I've seen the impact. The kids were non-reactive, the teacher was aloof, the school building was in pretty bad shape. Went back a year later, the kids were bright, happy to see us. The teacher was like, "Yay, you're here." They have a blackboard or a whiteboard. And that's how we can really see what impact we've had. So this one I personally can see that have seen the changes, and it's just very cool. So thank you. Okay, what about Adopt a Dream?
So I think we participate in that as a.
Correct. You know what it is. So Adopt a Dream is our program where we have it's also your flyers are on the table. One-on-one sponsors for middle school and high school and university children. Middle school and high school cost $200 a year. And university, it varies. We do have a pool, like if someone doesn't care if they're assigned a particular student, you can just donate to the pool and that money goes to whoever isn't sponsored. The same thing at the university level. So how many students do you think at this point we're supporting in middle school, high school, and university?
IPA as a whole,
Yes,
40,
way up,
100.
up a little more. 557.
Wow.
Here, that 500 was close enough. I think you need a toy. Nice. All right, and here's the breakdown. So, you know, the Honduran government requires the kids get through 9th grade. There's no truant officer making sure that happens. The kids are at least going through 6th grade now that we're supporting them. So, and then when it gets to middle school, part of it is they're not going to go to school. Part of it is how far away it is. We've opened a number of middle schools more centrally located so the kids don't have to walk 2 hours each way to get there. And then the drop off to high school is they have to go to Copan, which is hard for these villages. It's not far as the crow flies, but if you either walk, you're on a horseback, and it's 4-wheel drive roads. So it's not easy to get to Copan. And then the fact that we have 36 university students is awesome. Probably about 20 of those are village kids. Others are, for example, I had 2 translators for the YES program, Youth Engagement Service. They are not village kids. They're very, very bright. They didn't have the money to go to school. And I'm like, okay, there's no way you're not going to college. So this beautiful young woman is a student that I have been supporting for a number of years through a small bilingual school. She's actually graduating this spring and will be going on to medical school next January. Medical school is going to cost me $3,000 a year to put her through medical school. Wow. Can you believe that? Like, okay, I can do that. All right, how many do you think in your club sponsor a student? How many people?
3 or 4 or 5.
2. Whoa, 7. I was way wrong.
It's like a 2.
It does. And how many students do these sponsors support? So so sorry, I had the wrong club in my head. My apologies.
Everybody gets a toy.
Yeah. So feel free to, if anybody else wishes to sponsor a student, again, it's only $200 a year. We'd love to have.
And it's a 3-year commitment.
Well, we asked for that because we'd assign you a 7th grader to get them through 9th or
Yeah.
10th grader through 12th.
Yeah.
Is why we asked for a 3-year.
Yeah.
Okay, what's Adopt a Village? Right, so Adopt a Village is something we started 2 or 3 years ago. People wanted a more intimate relationship with the village. So they support the elementary school. They promised to put at least 5 kids through middle school. And then they put $1,000 a year into construction projects. Many of the sponsors will pay for any middle school kid that comes from that village. We have been amazed at the success of this. We had no idea. How many villages do you think that have been adopted? We've up to 19, which is amazing. We thought it would be 4 or 5. It's been really successful. And the other reason I think it's been successful is we've got 3 village sponsors that are not Rotarians and 2 of which are not from around here. So the word is getting spread out. And all 3 of those sponsors have been to Honduras a couple of times to see their villages. Well, rapid development is our economic development part or quality of life. And we've based it on a program out of Switzerland called FXB that can bring villages out of poverty within 3 years. We're not finding quite that kind of success. It's taking us a little longer than that, but we're working on village savings and loans, teaching them how to do their own bank account. That has been hugely successful and very helpful. And to date, no one has reneged on a loan. The other thing is agricultural training, both if like someone wants to raise pigs, how do you raise pigs? How do you vaccinate chickens? Teaching them a variety of crops, different ways to manage bugs, watering, etc. One of the other successful aspects has been the home gardens. That has been hugely successful. We also give them each family 2 different fruit trees and different fruit trees so they can exchange fruit among the village. Some of the women have turned those into micro businesses where they sell the vegetables. This is a home garden training where they're learning how to turn over the soil. The other thing that we found very successful is health practitioner training. We've been training 2 health practitioners in each village so that they can get medical care easily and cheaply and hopefully keep minor problems from becoming serious ones. Those have been really successful parts of the program. The microfinancing in businesses we found more difficult. One is if they have a business where they've got to get the products to town, that is difficult to do to transport it. So it needs to be something that they could do that makes money within themselves. So small stores have been successful, raising chickens, raising pigs. We've had a cheese maker, a small grist mill, that kind of thing. So how many villages do you think have total been in this program for us? Okay, 11. 3 of which are pretty much done. And that's where we're learning. We're finding as we withdraw support, the interest wanes. And the businesses have kind of gone under, the motivation is lost. And then the other 2, the next 2 are about 4 years into it. And then we are under 6. We have 6 that we got through a global grant. They're about 3/4 of the way through it. We're thinking, okay, what are we going to do next? We're like, okay, what we're going to take is the 3 successful parts, the savings and loan, the healthcare, and the home gardens, and work with the villages that we already have a relationship with and offer those programs to them, is where we're thinking we're going to take it next.
Is the rapid development something that's funded similar to the Adopt a Village and the Adopt a, or is it, how is it
funded? So the schools, the education piece are already under the Adopt a School part of it. The global grant is what we've used this last time to pay for the funding. And then other times we've put in the money for the funding to have Cynthia run it. We need to pay Cynthia, right, to do it, to do the training. And then we pay the agricultural guy. And some of it's through donations.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys put in an annual contribution, which goes into a general fund, which goes to anything that isn't paid for by either one of the adopters or private donations. So this is the list for this year's budget of where your money went to. And then trips. So you guys have been involved and it's been awesome. And either Linda and before her Tracy show up regularly at the meetings, which is really helpful. We strongly encourage somebody to go on a trip. I mean, in the 4 school trips, the school year goes from February to November. February is when we deliver all the school supplies. It's the trip that most people go on. And it's a lot of work. November, we go the first 2 weeks in November at the end of the year to pick up all the mobile library books, get end of year data, etc. And then Peter goes down in May and August and visits every school and moves the mobile library books. Walt Gutterbrock over from Hidalgo does the rapid development. He goes down once a year with a couple of guys. It tends to be a guy's trip. And they visit all the construction and all the rapid development villages. We're doing an adopt a village trip, which is more of a vacation type trip for people who are curious, who want to bring family and friends and make it more of a tourist event. We do tourist things, but spend the entire day in a village to really get to know the village. And the point is, part of the point is the village sponsor gets to know their village. We were going to run one in August. I haven't gotten enough interest, so we're probably going to have to cancel it. And it may have to be in spring. We did one last year. It was really successful. Peter is getting beyond what Peter can do by himself. Walt and I help him out, but we need more help. So if this is anything that interests you, you know. Any questions? Sorry, I went over. Any questions? Yes.
The repairing of library books, how does that?
So we pick them up every year. So the mobile library just is there's a box of books. Each school has a box of books. Each box of books is different. The box of books gets moved 3 to 4 times a year. So it takes one box 10 years to go through the circuit of schools. So that way the kids have different books. We pick them up, we repair, we literally use tape if they're repairable. If not, we get them replaced. And we've contacted in the last year or two a company called Chispa in Honduras, who's providing us with the books. So we aren't having to buy them here and take them down. So we will replace any damaged books. Any other questions? Well, thank you very much for being a member club. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any, or Linda, if you have any concerns or questions, and be willing to sponsor a student. Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you for being here today. And usually we have a donation of $25 we give to the Lake State Education Foundation in your name. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Okay.
Lots of toys. Anybody else want a toy?
The one who didn't get one, everybody gets a trophy. Anybody have anything for the good of the whole? Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you very much. All right, let me grab my.
What's your thumb drive?
Yeah.
I'm willing to shake hands.
Picture with that in the background.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Paul?
Camera's fall. Yeah. It's falling good. Right. You don't want the one that.
Well,
It has that small.
yeah.